Hey, today I will talk about one of my bikes, and this is a Trek Marlin 6 2021 WSD. As you can see, this bike is not as it comes original. It's been converted and upgraded in a number of ways, and I hope this video is interesting to you who are Trek Marlin fanatics, or just fell in love with a Trek Marlin, or you simply want to know how to upgrade a budget bike. Originally, this bike came with a pair of Bond Ranger Connection Schrader wheels. In the beginning, I had those converted to tubeless, but I found some issues with the tubeless conversion. I had some slow leaks which I couldn't get rid of, so I decided to buy a pair of Bond Ranger Covey rims. And here in the front we have a Bond Ranger Covey TLR DC20, and in the back you see a Bond Ranger Covey TLR DC22, and these work with your standard quick release skewers. To set these rims up tubeless, I simply bought some Bond Ranger tubeless valves and the Bond Ranger rim strip, which I found extremely easy to use. As I'm also a big fan of Specialized, I decided to purchase some Specialized tires for this bike. And here in the front you see a 2.35 ground control T7 grid tire, which is a trail tire, and on the back I have a Renegade 2.1, and I think this combination is amazing. You get grip and speed. I can really recommend that to you guys out there. As you are all probably aware of, this bike, like a Trek Marlin 5 and 6, they come with a Sun Tour coil fork, and that fork is not very fun to ride if you used to air forks. So I decided to upgrade the fork on this bike, and originally I purchased a Chinese fork, a Lang Shrao, and it worked fantastic. I can't say anything about it, but after some time I got some problem with the rebound, so I had to return the fork to the manufacturer, and instead I got hold of a RockShox Judy Gold RL, and this fork is absolutely amazing. In its current state it has 100mm travel. It has a lockout function and a rebound adjuster, and apparently you can change the travel on this fork by removing a token, and you can take the fork up to 120mm of travel, which is something that I consider doing in the future. But I'm extremely happy with this fork. It feels fantastic. And of course, as you all know, if you like riding mountain bike and you like riding in the woods and you like a bit of downhill, you really need to have a dropper post. Unfortunately, I was a little limited when it came to purchases. This Trek Marlin frame didn't have a hole drilled for an internal dropper post, and you don't have a lot of space to fit any lens dropper post that you want. But I got hold of a 100mm dropper post, an external wire dropper post from Red Cycling Products. It has a remote lever, so you can just push the button and lower the seat. Unfortunately, this dropper post came with a very short cable, so I was forced to exchange the cable for another one, so I could route the dropper post halfway internally. So I like it. I would like to have a little bit more drop. I would have loved to be able to buy 125mm or 150mm even, but like I said, I had some problems finding the right lens. Now we talk a little bit about my drivetrain. This is the first thing I changed on the bike. It came originally with a 2x8, and I was very happy with that. I have a 1x12 on my full suspension bike, and I really wanted a 1x on this bike. And I know some of the newer versions of Trek Marlin come with a 1x, but they don't have the holotech. So here in the front you can see my crank arms, and they are Diore 5100 and a holotech 2 bottom bracket. With that I have Crank Brothers Stamp 1 pedals, a SRAM 1x10 chain, a 5120 rear derailleur, and the 11x46 TUS cassette, which is a 4100 Diore. In the front we have a 32 TUS chain wheel. I'm currently using a 720mm flat bar. This is carbon from Amazon, but I can't find any faults in it. I've used it now for a few weeks and it works great. I have a Red Cycling Products 40mm stem, and I'm using these Ergon G GA3 grips, which I like very much. One thing I haven't changed on this bike are the brakes. They are the Tektro originals that came with this bike, and I don't think they are very good. I have changed the brake disc rotor in the front. It's 180mm, and it helps a lot with the braking. But I think the brakes are something to consider changing in the future, as they are not very good when you have a long trail ride or you ride downhill. They get warm and then they don't sound as good as they should. I even decided to exchange the quick release skewers. In the front I have a DT Swift. Then I have a locked saddle clamp, and I locked a quick release skewer in the back. To add a little bit of extra color, I bought a black-red marsh guard. I think it goes well with the O-ring on the fork, and there are some red details even on the steerer.